Jeb Bush was raising money in part from Democrats at Kenneth Lipper's house, and apparently Democrats were opening up their wallets for Jeb. So my question to you is, you know a lot of these guys. What do they think Jeb Bush is going to deliver to them?
I know all of those guys. I know Ken Lipper very well, smart guy. These are people that when they give money, they expect a lot in return, and they are Wall Street guys mostly, and, you have insurance guys too, so the insurance will never be properly done because they want to make a lot of money. And, they're all controlled. I know all of them. I probably know everybody at the party. And they're all giving them money, and this is what I call the donors, the lobbyists, and those with, the special interest people. They control Bush, 100% control him. They'll do whatever he will do whatever they want him to do. And a lot of those things are not good for the country. They're good for the company that they own, and they're good for themselves, but they're not good for the country. So one thing about me, that won't be happening with me. But I don't need anybody's money. I'm not asking for any money. People send money in. So cute. I had one woman sent $7.77, another woman, which was a percentage of her income or something. I mean, it's amazing, actually. But the letter they write, and, it's really adorable. And people send me, I'm getting a lot of small donations, and I guess I get probably some big donations, too. I don't know. But I will tell you that these people are controlled by the people that they meet with in the Hamptons. And, I used to be one of those people. I did very well.
Your debate prep and what you're doing to prep, because a lot of these candidates have big consultants and they hire these wordsmiths to come in and they do moot courting of their debate questions. And the question is, what kind of Donald Trump will show up at the debate? The guy who's going to clear cut the field with tough talk, or more of a genteel Donald Trump who will look like the statesman? Tell us a little bit about how you're preparing and what your strategy might be.
Well, first of all, I've never debated before. I'm not a debater. I produce great numbers of jobs and wealth and lots of good things and taxes and, lots of good things. So I'm not a talker. I'm a doer. These guys are debating. They debate every night of their life. They're politicians. They run around debating, and then they don't do anything. So, I've got to be myself. I haven't hired coaches who will tell you, when this happens, I'm me. Whatever it is, it is. Somebody said, will you be tough? Will you be nice? Will you be respectful? Will you be presidential? I can't tell you because it depends on how other people are going to act. I mean, I'll act in an appropriate fashion, but it will really depend on what other people are going to be doing. I mean, if you listen to these shows, they're going to be coming at me, I'll have 9 guys shouting and going crazy, and that may happen or it may not happen. I mean, I don't think that would be the best approach for them, but it may very well happen. It's sort of interesting that Lindsey Graham and Rick Perry were the two that, and I think they're probably both nice people, but they're the two that have attacked me the hardest, and they haven't gone up in the polls. In fact, I guess they went down a little bit in the polls, which is a great compliment to the American people.
Can you see any of these guys who are running for president on your short list to be vice president, should you get the nomination?
Well, no, I think you do have some good ones, and I think, I don't want to say who, obviously, but I think you have some people in there I have a lot of respect for. There are some people that are very good in that group, and some I have less respect for, and, a few I have no respect for, frankly. But you have some really good people there, and, that could happen. I'm not saying it is, but something like that could happen. But there are people in that group that I have a lot of respect for.
Well, George Will was on our show yesterday, and he said that when people get to be serious about voting come January, the Iowa caucuses and so forth, they're going to be serious about basically not considering you. And I know there's no
George Will's a dope. I mean, George Will was at Mar-a-Lago, which I own in Palm Beach years ago, and I didn't go to his speech, and he never forgot it. And I didn't go because he's a very boring guy. He's hard to listen to, and he's been wrong. He's been such a hawk on Iraq. He wanted to go and, annihilate Iraq and all the things that we ended up doing.
He backed up from that, as did I. I mean, I was big.
Well, I don't care. I mean, he backed up. He backed up after it was known. I was against it from the beginning because I said you're going to destabilize the Middle East. So what do we do? Thousands of lives are gone. Then you made a mistake, too. Yeah. Thousands of lives are gone and trillions of dollars wasted. Wounded warriors who I love all over the place. Mm-hmm. What did we get out of that? And by the way, Iran now is meeting with Iraq. They're going to merge.
Don't you love that? Don't you love that? Now Iran is doing our heavy lifting against ISIS. I mean, the whole thing is just a complete disaster.